Grand day, amazing souls. How are you feeling? So, today I come with a different one, right? And um, I'm sitting in the house and I'm meditating, and my higher self just start speaking, and I'm like, okay, I'm all ears. So, this was the transmission that I received, right? And the question came, you know how you want something, right? And that thing that you want, it just keeps eluding you. That's what this transmission is about today. It's like, what do you do about those things that keep eluding you, right? Whether it be a relationship, whether it be finances, whether it be that loan, right? Simply put, the one thing you want to do with things that just keep eluding you is to surrender. Surrender to the universe and say, you know what? I give up. I give up. And I'm not a quitter. But we have to give up those things that we want because in that sacrifice, it tells the universe, like, she's not chasing. He's not chasing. But rather, when you give that up, and the universe knows that there's like your inner world knows that it's in a desire of yours, they will give it. The universe will have no other choice but to bend to your will. Because it's like the moment you surrendered, it said, I have it. I have it. I don't need to chase it. I don't need to want it so bad. I don't have to focus on that thing. I don't have to keep asking for that thing. It is just that simple. And I'm gonna give y'all um a couple of examples of how I mean what I mean and why I say this. You know, I'm huge on numerology. I study numerology, I give numerology readings. Matter of fact, I am a spiritual life coach as well. So if you ever need any assistance with an issue you're having, my bio link is in the description. And I do numerology readings. I also do synastry readings. I don't know if I kept the synastry reading up there. However, I do personal readings with numerology and spiritual life coaching. Um, so, consultations, right? I don't like the word reading. Um, so I was comparing, my numerology chart to my astrological chart. And I'm sitting there seeing the synchronicities, and I'm like, well, you can see the same synchronicities over and over and over again in numerology and astrology. And one of the things that I noticed was my second house, right? My second house, it has Ketu, or what some people in the Western astrology world would call it, is the South Node, right? And what the South Node tells me is that being in the second house is that I am detached from those things that the family calls values, right? Whereas though maybe let's say my mom worked all her life, right? I am detached from that. I don't choose to create my wealth in that manner, right? That and I'm a karmic lesson number 8 in numerology, right? So that tells me that I want to deprogram what the family values are, especially surrounding my finances, surrounding my strength, my personal inner strength, mastery, the authority within, the authority figures, because that challenges all of that, right? I make sure that I'm standing firm, 10 toes down on everything that I believe in, right? Um, my inner strength, the way I perceive the world, right? Also having balance with the tangible and intangible things, because remember, if you look at the number eight denotes the two circles, right? And it's speaking about, is representing the head and the body, above and below, the unseen and the seen, right? And I have to be able to balance those things, right? And then I am in a challenge number two all my life. That's my third challenge. So that is my life challenge. And it just speaks about how I have to have balance in things. And it just all comes together and makes perfect sense, right? Because where my moon sits, it sits in the eighth house, and this means that I will be transforming my emotions, the way I think, the way I perceive things, my whole life. Everything will be a transformation, right? And not only that, the eighth house represents, well, my moon being in the eighth house is debilitated, right? 555. Oh, I love this message. But just because it's debilitated does not mean that it will not work in my favor, right? 606. I understand that I did not come to planet Earth to be a slave, y'all, right? I came here to show others, to be a beacon for others that there's another way. There are so many different ways of, um, I've never seen a bird that looked like that. Wow. I came to be a beacon for those who don't know or don't think that it's possible to be a big dreamer or to have a different dream from what the world dreams about, right? This is my passion. I want to show, I believe that we all can stand together. No one should be above or no one should be below anyone. We should all stand together. Maximum period. Okay. Um um so I was in meditation and communication with my higher self, and um I was being advised to surrender this situation that um I found myself connected with, right? Just yesterday. Now normally I meet guys and it doesn't normally last a day or two, maybe two conversations and that's it. You know, like I'm just like, I'm done. I'm over with it. So is this one guy, and it's always a number eight. It's either a Scorpio or a number eight that gets me. I mean, it's like I cannot elude that energy, right? They always find their way to me. And like I said, that is my karmic lesson number eight. Remember, Scorpio is the original eighth house. So when I say it's either a Scorpio or a number eight, they're always associated with Scorpio. Somehow, somehow related to that number eight. So anyway, I met this guy and it was like I was intrigued. I'm always intrigued with a number eight. I'm infatuated with the number eight. Right? It's also like just surrender. It's okay, surrender. Because one thing about it is you don't have to chase anyone. And it's not that I was chasing, but I knew from jump that he wasn't a good look, you know? And I decided to get to know a little bit more. And so it's like, well, is that enough of you? You know, and I'm just like, no. And so it's like, look, started sending me these messages and like, I think it's time to let it go. So, I had to heed to that. And it's so crazy because when I, let the guy know, like, hey, we're going in two different directions, blah, blah, blah. He was like, no, you're not. And I'm like, yeah, we are. He was like, you don't know that. He was like, you can't rush anything. I said, it's to the contrary. I don't want to rush anything. I honestly want to take it slow, but I don't think you're a good fit. I wish you the best, though. Your number eight IELTS, you know? But anyhow, let's go. Ah, one of the things that Source was showing me was that even with this situation, I have to respect my boundaries. There are certain things that I don't choose to indulge in and indulge with. And Source is like, well, why would you expend or expand your energy to this individual, and you know that this is not what you want. So it was like, so it was like you have to stand tall on your boundaries on this one, right? Respect your boundaries, and in that meant that I had to surrender this situation, and I was like, oh, okay, next, you know. So I got another example for y'all. All right, so let's say that there's a business opportunity, right? And it sounds great to me. But do I pursue this business opportunity because it sounds good? I'm always attracted to different opportunities, especially surrounding finances and wealth, right? But Spirit wants me to understand that not all situations will be healthy for me. It won't be good for me, right? So I must not be quick to jump at certain situations, and this is why I have a challenge. I'm a I have a challenge number two my whole life, because I have to be able to use my intuition on certain things and not just jump to things. And that's how we, fuck with ourselves before we come here. We'll give us this challenging life path number, day number, all these karmic lesson debts and all this other stuff. And it's like, it's up to you to overcome these challenges. It's up to you to be able to, you know, be that factor that says, you know what? It's not that serious, right? Must surrender my intentions, my selfish intentions, right? And always look at the bigger picture, especially when it deals with knowing my limits, because I don't think I have limits, but I do know that there are laws and there are things that we must adhere to in this universe, right? Knowing my attitude towards something, right? Or rather knowing my know it all attitude towards something, because I'm a know it all. I am. And I'm getting out of that, and I'm learning to listen with my heart and my mind and have that balance, right? And not just blurt things out, right? Um, my desire to succeed. Oh my gosh. Like, my desire to succeed is strong, and I've given up certain things um to expand my desire to succeed, right? Because I'm all about I did not come here to play it small, and that's the one thing that I do understand and I do know, and I absolutely adore this about myself, right? Balance, 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 balance. I think this is the theme for my life. This is the one thing. If I don't get anything else, this is the one thing that I should receive, right? Resources. What are my resources? What does resources look like? Because resources can be different, right? Being able to pinpoint what my resources are, because money is not the only resource in this realm. And that is something that I need to understand. Being a number eight, that number eight energy is all about the finances, the wealth, the abundance, right? So this is another reason why I'm a karmic number eight, a karmic lesson number eight, to understand that it's not all about money, or what this realm sees as money. And lastly, that boss energy, that CEO energy, right? Understanding that I am my own boss and I don't have to work for anyone, but also being able to take direction from others when need. Because it's 8 billion people on this planet. Everyone has something that someone can learn. Each one teach one. And that is my new philosophy, right? Each one teach one. So I hope I affirm that this message finds who it needs to find when they need to find it. And I also affirm that you receive this message with the intention that I am sending with it, right? And if you haven't heard it today, I love you. I I love me. I love us. I love we. We're in this together. Like I said, if you need any assistance on what your numerology chart look like, or any kind of spiritual sessions that you, spiritual things that are going on with you that you may be able to use assistance with, let hit your girl up. Yeah, hit that link. Come on. Also, I am doing free consultations for spiritual life coaching until July 14th. So take advantage of that. Peace.